Right, we're going live. Okay, so it's been a while since I've made a video. Since I'm not doing this live yet, I get to make them whenever I want to. So like I said, I'm using these videos to just get the hang of it. And it's been maybe a week and a half to 2 weeks now that I've not been. I'm trying to consistently make a video on a Monday and a Thursday because I need to be in the habit of that for when I go live. But for the last 2 weeks I didn't make any videos. So, but no one's going to know it because I'm not going to upload them in sequence yet. But the videos that I'm making now, I want to almost like a pre-release, send them on YouTube, get people to get to know me. Who am I? What is the purpose of this journey? So, just to start off on that, I'm going to start the timer just now. I don't think I want to be talking a lot tonight. I do feel like training. Talking will be there as well. But I've got no music because I thought I charged my speaker, but I didn't. Now, I just felt like I wanted to do a session tonight. It's Sunday night. I've done a session on Monday, and then I couldn't do one on Thursday because we had scheduled maintenance the whole day, so we had no power up until I don't know what time, like the whole day, like a 14-hour no power. But then I trained Friday with a friend, and every time I train with a friend, that's also why I don't record. So Monday I was with someone, and Friday I was with someone. So I felt like I wanted to make a video tonight, but it feels weird because honestly I've been in a weird space in my head, in my life, with everything that I'm doing. You have to understand that the things that I'm doing right now, there's a lot of spiritual attack on my life, and I need to be spiritually prepared to take whatever comes my way, because the enemy, the devil, and all these demons, they're not gonna enjoy these type of videos, because it's like I've been saying, that this is not gonna be just a physical journey, but this is gonna be a physical journey of what I'm doing here and where I'm going to, but it's also gonna have some spiritual input. And I've grown to a point where I really enjoy the Word of God so much that I really can't share it in the way that I want to, because I'm not a well-spoken person in that sense. I don't have the ability yet. I want to, so I'll pray for it. But my prayer has always been, Lord Jesus, just allow me to understand what I hear, and He's given me that. So He'll give me the ability to say what I understand as well. Why? Because I want to say it purely, honestly, to glorify Him. Everything that I do in my life is for the sole purpose of glorifying Jesus. Now I know this is going to tick a few people off there. I don't care. You have to understand one thing, that there's so many people out there who say they are Christians. They say they believe in Jesus. But if you look at their life and how they live in their flesh, it's like looking at an apple tree, but it's got a different fruit on there. Maybe it's got bananas, and you say, but that's an apple tree. No, it's not. That thing is filled with bananas and something else. You identify based on the fruits in a person's life. These days, I see so much drifting away from God, and people living for themselves in the flesh. And that's not me. I've given away this flesh to the best of my ability. I'm 41, and I feel fit, I feel healthy, and this is going to be my journey until I'm 50. This one, recording Mondays and Thursdays, training in here physically, using what I have. At some point the lights might change, at some point the sound might change. I'm going to get mats in here. Those things will come. The important thing is that I want to start by showing up. Now, I've come to realize something within the last few months, weeks in my life, starting this whole journey, that social media is the most vile thing actually out there. Because, allow me to use Dricus du Plessis. The man has been a champion outside of UFC, and he's been a champion inside UFC. And then I see people now say things about his coach, Ron Visser, delusional and who knows what. In my opinion, we all learn. You need to make mistakes to better yourself. And I realized that on social media, people just say whatever they want. And I've seen and I've heard stories of people committing suicide, taking their own life because of what someone said on social media. So why can't we respect a loss like that for DDP? You know, I had two ladies in the store today in Checkers, and there was a special on his drink knocks, and then they're like, yeah, but it should be half price now. Not 30 Rand anymore, should be 15 Rand because he's not champ anymore, so you need to half the price. Stupid things like that. I don't even think it's funny. Yes, it's probably a difficult thing for Dricus to have swallowed, but you know what? I'm a proud South African, and even in defeat, I still support my boy. I still believe in him, because I personally think that Dricus was shown now where he needs to improve himself. So, Dricus, forget about the social media and the nonsense people are saying out there. Always start by having Jesus first in your life. Okay? Right. I'm actually here to just punish myself physically tonight. I just want to get a good session. I've got no music, so I'm going to train. I'm going to stop my watch. I just felt like doing a B set tonight. So we're going to start by warming up. The Bible says that pride comes before a fall. So first you're proud, and then you'll suffer the fall. Everyone goes through pride. There's not a single human being that has no pride. Maybe there's a few people out there who's never lived in pride because of how they grew up and never realized they looked down upon themselves. But for us, who've got something to show and to prove, pride is always the issue. So it's like what I first said, lessons learned. And people would critique him about that, saying like, you see, that's his fault that his fighter lost the championship. No. Just like myself here. If I have a coach and he guides me, I'm not going to blame him when I got defeated, because they have been working together for over 10 years in refining Dricus' skill. So, he lacked that escape there. But let me tell you one thing. Hamzat is amazing. He's the best grappler, top defense I've seen, top pressure I've seen in my life in the UFC. So you know what? Dricus has lost to the best of the best. When he lost by a knockout to Robocop, that guy is amazing. If you go look at his resume, that is an incredible fighter. He's lost to Hamzat. Have you seen Hamzat's record? It's currently 15-0. The man is incredible. But I believe Dricus will come back and earn that second title shot. I also hope that Hamzat doesn't lose to anyone else until Dricus gets to face him again. The man's going to need some time to make a few adjustments, but once he's made those adjustments, you can take him on again. Just don't let pride get in the way, okay? Just gonna warm up this body quickly. difficult training without music. I'm not used to it. And we all can say what we want to say. You know, it was a difficult fight to watch. I felt like Hamza's game plan worked out so well that Dricus forgot about that. I'm willing to die in there. Well, it looked like that, you know. If it was like that, I don't know. But only he will know. I can't make any judgments on his ability because he's an amazing fighter. He's the best in the world still, to me. Hamza is the best in what he does. And to have lost to that, it's not a shameful thing. It's okay. So for those of you mocking it, I guess you also have a few hard lessons to learn. Pick yourself up every single time. This journey here in the flesh, temporary, it's not the final one. This is not the final form. It's not the final body. We're getting a new body. So don't hang on to it. Okay, now that the body is at 100 BPM, now we can start moving around. I'm testing out the shoes now. I had to put in some new, what do you call it, cushioning, because the previous one had holes in, so my feet would get blisters. So I just put them in now. So I've got to get used to them because I can feel it a little bit loose in there still. So I get the body loose. Because I'm physically a little bit sore from Friday. It was a good session I had with my friend Devin. Oh yeah. Let's just get loose here. Nice and slow, just to warm up the muscles, okay? Like I was saying, you know what? If DDP makes a comeback, I think he'll be a better fighter, because after that display, he's not going to want to get himself in that same position, and he's going to do everything in his power to make sure that even the best in the world is going to have a difficult time to keeping him there. That's the mindset of a warrior. That's the mindset you need in that game. You take losses more than once. Israel Adesanya lost to Dricus via submission, and then he went and lost to Imagov via knockout. But do you see him graveling in the dirt? No, you don't. The man still has his pride and accepts that loss the right way, because it's the fighting game. Anything can happen. And thank you, Dricus, because you've shown the whole world now 5 rounds of what Hamzat can do. Now, if you had that footage that you gave to all the other fighters out there in the middleweight, you could have prepared better, and now they can prepare better. So thanks for that, because I see it. The man survived an onslaught for 5 rounds. You couldn't tap him out. You couldn't submit him. He wasn't even credited, according to the stats out there, for a submission attempt, because he never had the holding that got counted as a threat. So yeah, look at what Dricus and his coach did. They defended in training, all of that. You see that paid off. I just don't know if they defended against the Hamza guillotine with the blanket style. Okay? So there's a difference. And you're going to say, but they should have been more prepared. Listen, who else knew? Besides people in his environment, maybe knew that. Did you see what the Springboks did to Australia this weekend? We beat them 30-22. They made a comeback. You know why? Because that's the pride of a South African. Humble in defeat, but we don't let it destroy us. We come back harder because that's who we are. We believe in our Buddha-kracht, okay? Just want to refine my strike tonight because I'm 41. I'm never going to be in a situation where I'm going to have to take on a professional fighter, and I'm never going to call one out either. Maybe one day when I'm saying stupid things, but those guys are trained professionals. I'm not. I'm not a fighter. At least I've not been pushed to the point where I have to fight. But I believe I can if I have to, okay? When I was younger, I was in a few fights, but I would always be the guy trying to make peace. I was never the guy to engage in it because I don't like physical confrontation. It's not my sport. Man, love the show. I wish I knew what Bruce Lee would have been able to do in his weight division. The guy's speed, they say, is like 1 inch punch, channeled through his whole body, like, and that's why people flew backwards, falling in the chairs and stuff. Just imagine that. You channel everything in your body, and then you release. You gotta extend these shots. Like go the extra 1-2 centimeters because you want to extend that muscle so that you can feel it stretch beyond what it's used to. Also, for the rest of the guys out there, my opinion holds no weight, maybe, but if I ever had to fight Hamzat, man, I would probably fight him with my hands here, so that I can see that takedown that he's coming with. I'd rather take a shot here, he might hit me out, but I'd rather take a shot up here than have that man take me to the ground, because if he takes me to the ground, you've seen it. DDP is physically stronger than Hamzat. I know it, but Hamzat's skill is so good that strength doesn't matter. So you need skill over strength. Yes, strength gives you confidence and you believe in it, you should. But with a lack of training in certain areas, you'll fail. Look at Sean Strickland. The man became a world champion with deep and jab. I don't care if people mock him, if they don't like him, you don't need to like the guy. But you still have to respect what he's achieved through just doing that. And he can make a comeback as well. What drives you? What drives you? Why are you doing this? Hamzat says he doesn't care about the belt. You know what? The guy actually has a good heart, regardless of anything anyone else is saying. Maybe some SA boys don't like him. I like him. You know what? Because people are missing it. He's not fighting for the belt, for a legacy. That's what DDP was doing, and he's still going to do that. He was fighting for those in his life, to bless people in his village. There's nothing wrong with that mindset. It's actually quite powerful to fight with that mindset, because you don't care about the fame and the glory. Just give me the money, brother. So he fights for that. Nothing wrong with it. He just has a different objective, and he believes in himself. So you got to defeat a man at the pinnacle of what he does, and because he's never lost, he's mentally willing to go the distance up here as well. So a lot of people are calling him out. It's fine. But at the moment, there's a few guys I like. I like Renier de Ridder and so forth. He's a cool guy. I like him a lot. And Fluffy, I like him as well. But I like Drukis the most. But Hamza is my second most favorite fighter. I like the guy. I really do. I really like him. You see, I'm not biased. I don't have to like you to like what you do. Hamza does what he does. And if you're gonna defend up here against a guy like Hamza, you're gonna strike, tackle, gun. When you lift it with your leg like that, it comes past it. We need to start using our rugby skills in these fights, because we can take down the same way. Also, don't just fight here the whole time. Use your legs. I mean, as soon as I gave that shot, I went sideways. I'm not saying it's easy. I can't do it. I'm not a fighter. But move. It's very difficult to pinpoint a knockout. If the guy keeps moving around. Okay? That's why keep moving, because if you stand still, you need to keep moving when you strike, so that you learn the right balance on your feet. So you could almost predict it like that. That's maybe different. If it misses, you're stuck on the floor for 5 minutes. If you come back up, give him another 10 seconds, you're back on the floor. That's how good it is. I'm gonna try a different one tonight. Only 5 kgs, not heavy. I'm not looking for heavy. I wanna bulk up. You know why I don't want to bulk up? Because I prefer agility over strength. Bruce Lee didn't bulk up. He wanted more agility, but at the same time, he wanted strength. So what is your strength training like? While keeping yourself very mobile with agility. This is something new. I haven't tried this before. Just trying it now for the first time. Like, how does it feel? It's pretty solid, to be honest. I haven't done this one yet. I like how it feels. Burns. Never say quit. Never say die. Even in defeat, get up and rise. Don't stop. Get up. Stand up. Let's go. You know, who would like to see become a UFC fighter, Anatoly. That guy weighs 78 kilograms and he can deadlift 305 kilograms. He shames professional bodybuilders with his size and physique. The man's not bulk, but he's ripped like a machine. If that man can teach himself to fight, jeez, love to see that. That's now real physical strength. I wonder what his program is like. What he does, he says 3 days a week. You train 3 days a week, hour and a half, and that's it. But you look at the man's testimony of how he started. We all have beginnings. You just, doesn't matter what you do when you train. Just, while being physically active like this, it's going to be enough to keep yourself fit and healthy, okay? Deep kick. Believe in it. Practice it over and over. 5 times a week. You don't need plenty stuff. You only need a few things. But refine it. Don't want to go too nuts. Got a friend coming tomorrow. We're going to train again. And then it's going to be good stuff. $15 kilogram dumbbell. Also nice and heavy. Let's use this one. It's good for the snatches. I'm using 15. Because you don't have heavier, I'm not going to use those with the weights on. Those are 17s, that's the 15. I like the rubber dumbbells, they're quite nice. Let's go 10 each side. Up, and then you go down on the floor, okay? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. Gonna use our measly 5s. Do some lunges. Until you get past that wobbliness, you gotta keep on doing lunges. They help with your balance, they strengthen your core, balance. So keep on focusing. I know 5s aren't heavy, but focus on technique. You see how I slipped it that way? It just shows you, even with the 5s, you can lose your balance. So you strengthen those muscles. One set, one day at a time, okay? But be consistent in training. My dear friend Devin, who trained with me on Friday, I'm 41, I think he's 23 now, or 24, but he couldn't keep up with me. The man was far better built than what I am, but he struggled to keep up. You know why? Because it's been 3 months since he's joined me on the session again. And in that time, with him being inactive, I just kept on going. The same pace that I always do. Twice a week, forever. It's starting to burn. Gotta get these legs burning. We can do these ones like and then we go. Swap. Keep these up here as well. I'm just doing a bunch of random stuff tonight. Just like I said, my headspace is not in a good space, but I'm gonna push through it, and I'm not gonna stop. Because even my wife asked me, how far have you been with your journey to 50 stuff? I see you doing other stuff. I'm like, I know. It's because I get distracted for what is thrown in front of me. Don't give up. I don't care who laughs. This might be the most boring video out there on the internet. I don't care about that either. I don't care about the hate. I don't care about the comments. I don't care about the likes. I don't care about the subscribes. There's only one thing I do care about. It's how you look and perceive yourself. Because people don't have discipline. They don't have self-motivation. They lack endurance in everything that they do. Physically, mentally, and spiritually. You can be different. But it starts with who you look up to receive your power. Not physical power. It's not any power. It doesn't make you stronger in any way. Power in the sense of obedience. That's power. I've cut out so many things in my life. And I don't regret it. At times I get frustrated with stupid stuff. And then I think to myself, I should just go grab a beer. Or just go do that. There's something I will say. To be. You want to be the greatest that ever lived? Stop drinking after you finish a fight. Because that's not the greatest who ever lived. If you want to be the greatest who ever lived, I don't care how hard you train. There's certain things that you need to get out of the way. It's fun drinking beer, but don't give me that crap you want to be the best then. Because if I was younger and I had the chance to make a decision to be the best like a Bruce Lee was, there's certain things and disciplines you don't compromise on. You don't say, that's the best fight camp I've ever had. The best I've ever felt. I feel physically fit and I'm there. No. Every day you wake up is a fight camp. Every day you wake up is that mindset of, I will not succumb to the flesh's desires of this daily need. You know what? I want to be the best. Train your pinky, train your whatever, but you need to sacrifice the things that the world loves, calling themselves the best, to become the best. And the Bible is also clear about that. You might think you're the best, but there will always be someone that comes along that's better. That's just how it works. So, and congratulations to those who are, for those who have made the status of being the best while they were drinking, smoking and doing all other crap as well. But what type of legacy are you leaving behind to your kids and family when you claim yourself to be the best while indulging yourself in the other stuff. Become the best, retire, then have your beer. Okay? Iron mind. That's what Drinkers has and still has, have it. But I don't care who you are, myself included. You can be as iron-minded as you think you are. When you, at that point where you say, I'm the best mentally in the game, guess what? Jesus will come along, he'll toss you one pebble, and he'll make you doubt that. You know why? It's because you're being too proud. He says, so you're the best. Look at when people call out, my Jesus. Conor McGregor said he'll beat Jesus in a fight. Guess what happened to his career? Fell down and he's never recovered. Who defeated Goliath? How was he defeated? David threw him with a stone. But do you know what? He said, who's this dirty Philistine calling out our God? Today, my God will give your head into my hands. Did you note that he never took it upon himself? He only defended his God with all of his heart. And you know what? While he was out there protecting the sheep, he said to King Saul, you know, there were times then there would come bears and try and eat my sheep. I will fight, I'll kill them. There will come lions and I will fight them off too. And I will do the same thing with this Philistine calling out our God. So if I'm going to fight, it'll be to glorify Jesus and honor him, not myself, not my own ego, not my own pride. Okay? I'll win some and I'll lose some. You need a trigger in that octagon. You gotta say to yourself, the man that you're fighting right now, if you lose, he gets to take your wife, your kids, and you'll never see them again. And you gotta believe it when you say it to yourself. You will draw upon power and skill from within your natural God-given talent to fight until the death. That's what it means to fight until the death, Trickers. And I know you're an honest guy and I love you for it. But you didn't fight until the death. I didn't see the frustration in your kicks to get out, in your ability to scramble, even get tapped out. To fight to the death literally means I'm willing to die in there. That's your own words. You said, the day that I'm not willing to die in there anymore is the day I've stopped fighting. So, there was a little bit of fog over your heart and over your eyes, Trickers. Just get it back. Come back stronger. Don't prove to the world. Prove to yourself you can become better. You're not doing it for social media. You don't care about all of that. You said it yourself. You're a religious man. You're not part of religion, my man. Jesus is not a religion. We believe in him by faith. It is impossible to please God without faith. You know why the Jewish people had a problem with Jesus? It's because he had a name. Even though it said that his name will be above all names. You know who doesn't have a name? God the Father and the Holy Spirit. Meaning that Jesus was there with the beginning with them, And you have to understand that he also didn't have a name. When did he get a name? When he took on flesh, he came into this world, and he was called Yeshua. That's when he came in with a name. But before that, he also didn't have a name. He did that knowing that he was going to do that for us. So that's why people don't want to believe in him. Even the Jewish people thought that angels were higher in authority and power over Jesus. And even if you can look in the Old Testament, God says a lot of things that will point out that Jesus is way above all of that. He's God himself. That's why God said, I am who I am. He doesn't have a name, because if someone gave him a name, there was someone before him. He was just there. It's not for us to understand. And if you don't like it, take it up with him one day. But everything is not for us to understand. Okay? If you have a lot of thoughts in your head, how do you materialize those thoughts to show the people what you're trying to say? By the words that you're speaking right now, by you hearing it with your ear. So God said, I want to show myself to the creation I made. And he sent Jesus, birthed by the power of God, the Holy Spirit, by supernatural means. And then he gave him a name, and then he said, that name is above all names. And Jesus himself said, why do you ask me to show you the Father? If you've seen me, you've seen the Father. Don't you get it? You don't. That's the problem. That's why Christians get beheaded. Because they believe in Jesus. Carry on with these weights. They get heavier. I'm not going to do any bicycles tonight. They're for tomorrow. I want to do them tomorrow. 200 is still the minimum. We still do normally like 200 every day. Mondays and Thursdays we do 200 of these bicycles. And I can feel they're starting to make a difference. You do these ones. Oh man, my body's so sore from pull-ups. So we did 50 pull-ups Friday, 100 push-ups and 150 squats, 5 uphills and 1,000 rope skips. The uphills are about 280 meters, so they're quite steep and quite nice. So they work your legs like that. So I can chow here. The reason why I keep holding on to them is to get that grip strength. I want to have a strong grip strength. That's why I'm just running with these bad boys tonight. Sorry, I talked a lot about UFC tonight. But it's fine. Every day is not going to be the same day. Every video is not going to be the same video either. And by the time I do share this video, you might have even 4 thumbs up again. So, whatever. Okay. Actually, get some these bad boys in here. Wait, because I held on to those little weights so long, even just lifting these guys now, it's heavy. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe like that. comes in with a tackle, because this is just a setup, because you know you'll dive. So you go like, if you miss, you're on the ground. So keep your hands here while you fight. Don't fight this. Against Hamza, don't ever fight like this. Man will take you down. He's that good. And he said it himself. He's trained that for the last 10 years of his life, or 8 years of his life, 5 days a week. His skill. He showed us what he can do on the previous fight. You know what? There's other things he can do as well, I'm pretty sure of it. We just haven't seen it yet. He's only had to apply one set of his skills. And Natali does 44, 46 kgs on bicycles, and he weighs 78 kilograms. 44! It's incredible. So step your knee out, you already got a good base. Push down. Gilbert Burns, good job on defending Hamza with solid sprawling. Simple. Don't lift your knee, you're not going to knock his teeth out. Sprawl. Down, get up. Down, get up. Make him tired. He lasted 5 minutes. So, if he has to shoot every time, he shot 12 times. After 25 times of shooting, different fight. Clip him once. Look, I don't know, I'm not a fighter. Doesn't matter how many replays I watch, doesn't matter how many fights I watch. I'm not an expert because I've never been in the cage. But don't tell me I don't know anything, because you still have a coach showing you what you need to know. People who train and refine their art speak in confidence, as they should. But speaking in confidence and allowing pride to take over is two different things. Before pride, you'll be humbled. Do an empty shell of yourself. Don't get arrogant. Don't become proud. You will lose as well. I've had water tonight. Man, I'm using these things as flipping. Like a little big jump. Listen, my training at 41 is not to be the best 41-year-old there is. My training to be the best 60-year-old, 70-year-old, 80-year-old, 90-year-old. I want to run 100 meters in 15 seconds when I'm 80, okay? The world record is 14.27. Let the world laugh at you, but set a personal goal. And when you do, work hard at it, okay? Everyone has setbacks. Look at how awesome Khabib was. He retired, not losing a fight. But allow me to tell you something. If he carried on, at some point he might have lost the fight. But he will believe he would have never lost the fight, and that's right. Look at that little boxer. Mayweather. Never lost a fight. Why? Look at how that guy trained. Every day he would wake up, go run, just for cardio. He's not even boxing. He would just go run. That is a champion's mindset. To train on the days when other people want to rest. Arnold Schwarzenegger said when the gym was done, he would do 2 more sets. He would go another round. And he became what he was in his time and in his prime. And that's why people respect him today. Don't do it because you want to be respected. Push yourself physically. Accept defeat and allow yourself to grow from it. It's like God says, He takes a pot and He makes it the way He wants it. So every now and then, you toss a pebble in that pot and you're like, oh, that didn't sit well. But you know what? After you've removed that pebble, He made a nice little handle on the side of it. And now it's got a nice jaw. That's what He does in your life. That's why you experience defeat. That's why you become proud without realizing it. And He humbles you. These mats, you get a medicine ball, slam it. You want to pull up bar right here, boxing bag. What's the guy's name? Sam Calavita or something? Trains out of his garage. Man, I do believe he gave Hamzat the physical edge and endurance he needed for the fight. I 100% believe that. No doubt about it. Yes, you're tired, but carry on. Don't stop. We all get tired. Pull back. Getting better with the left hand straight shots. So we don't pull back and we don't do over and right. So if you come, you can dodge that. Okay, if you see a guy doing like that nonsense, I mean, that's why I said always use your legs. But don't you? Like look at MVP. His style's perfect. Love it. Open arms, always like this. In, out. Come for a takedown. He's gonna miss it. Every takedown the guy goes with his head down. You don't take a takedown like that. You put your head down. So you're risking getting knocked out. But if you pretend with the jab, I believe you would got it. Comes the takedown. I'll spin out of it. But we can only give opinions, to be honest. We cannot give advice because we're not coaches. And when you do strike, you don't have to strike just straight like that. You can actually hit with a twist and bring it back. Okay? Like a different. Let's do a few more of these. I like this because it's like, it's like a spring. It's almost like I'm trying to see how fast I can do it because I know Bruce Lee was the best. He did it so fast that the camera of that time, they asked him to slow down in movie production because it looked like he wasn't throwing shots. People were like, oh! He was actually striking, that's how fast he was. It was just incredible. Think about that. So maybe they don't have all the strength, but I believe there's a balance between strength and speed. So I like it when I release like that, and there's like another one. So it's like a up, and I like this one too. So you can do like in succession, like you can try it. So to say you'll get it right in 5. And you can almost do this one as well. I've never seen someone use it, so it probably doesn't work. Because it's like that. I mean, who eats like that? Let me show you from the front. But your best shot is the straight shot. It takes less time to reach the target. Is where you can pick these guys up. Because when you're tired, still got to throw these shots. So, man, back, bring it back, back. See if you want to, I'm sweating now, that's what I was looking for. I've got bat poop here as well, freaking bats. So hold my roof there. I need to fix that too. I don't have power in this room either, I just have a light on the switch. Still need to put power in here too. Just wipe down. Okay, this one works like this. Ooh. Burns like a sting right here. Oh, man. I'm almost there. So, pretty dull session tonight. I just felt like coming in here burning a bit of sweat, saying that the struggles that we all have are real within your own life. You have your problems, I have mine too. They will always be there. But prepare yourself mentally, spiritually, and physically for everything. Not to glorify yourself, but to glorify Jesus. Live with eyes for eternity and start studying in the sense of looking for the truth. You can even use AI these days to show you the bad teachings. Darwin and all of them, evolution, everything. Use the AI and you will see that it gives you something with strict logic, mathematical probability and observational science, that it will tell you the chances of evolution that's taken place, how they're teaching you in school. It's impossible. That's what it comes down to. Yet we teach that to our kids. We ourselves believe that. We will never know everything in full in this life. It doesn't mean you need to settle for less and stop believing on everything that you hear and put everything that you hear to the test. Dig for answers. It's like a mathematical equation. Don't just accept that that's the answer. Go find out how you're supposed to get to that answer. And if there's no way of getting to that answer, it shows you there's either not an answer for it or you need to look harder. I'll come back next time with a bit of more oomph, a little bit more spirit, and a bit of a better presence. Because like I'm saying, I wasn't in the right mindset being here today. But you still got to show up. This is a third session for me the week. I normally do Mondays and Thursdays, but I did Monday and Friday, and I decided I'll just do a little bit of something extra tonight, just to get the moment going. Yeah. Never done that. I'll call it quits. Thank you for joining me. That's my egg trays to help with the sound. But this is Isak. Join me if you want to. Journey till I'm 50, sticking out here Mondays to Thursdays. Always training, prepping ourselves for something better. Cheers.